How we doing? How we doing? How we doing, man? We got a fun little stream playing today. Fun little stream. I didn't even want to stream anything about Shedeur. But Mr. Tony Grossi, Mr. Tony Grossi just had to yap. You feel me? Let me get my light right. Let me get my light. I need to update. I have like a real deal box light. That thing fell. I thought I completely broke that son of a gun. But how's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? Hope everybody's having a phenomenal night. But yeah, I didn't even want to talk about it. But any excuse to bury Tony Grossi, I'll gladly take. Okay? But more importantly, we have to talk about that man, Jimmy Horn. Now, I would love to tell you that it's enough for just one video, so I'm probably going to just have Jimmy Horn and Lajohntay update. Lajohntay is just like, hey, he's the punt returner, and he's doing his thing. How you doing, Nisa? How we doing? How you feeling? So the Lajohntay update is not going to be long, but the Jimmy Horn update is very, very interesting. And then if we have enough time at the end, we're going to do Cam Newton versus Tua. If y'all know anything about me, I am a Cam Newton stan. Like, I grew up in that 2015 Superman Cam years, and even before that with the cleats. That, like, Cam Newton was like that dude when I was growing up and playing football. Like, that was so I'm all about Cam Newton. So if I can shoehorn a Cam Newton video in there, we'll talk about it. Him and Tua having a little discourse there. I'm gonna pull up the stats on Tua. What else we got? Oh, yeah, and then I got to read y'all's comments. Like I said, we're going to do that weekly. I gave y'all a little time. We're going to read all the comments from that last comment video because I told y'all I was going to read all the comments. And then just go from there. We'll read some of the chat's comments and do that. So we don't want to be here too long. There is a nice little Florida State game going on, and it's cooking up pretty good here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure people are out running around, doing great things. But if you're hanging out me, come on and hang with me. How we doing? Hola. Hey, Intel plays. Tony talking about Shedeur craving the limelight when Tony does. Hey, man. So, come on, talk about it. Count Beg says, hey, family, how you feeling? Ola. Yeah, Cam. Everybody loves him some Cam. So let's get into it. Let's not delay any further. Let's really get into it. Actually, let me see. Can I change something? Oh, no. Jam's always here, too. How you doing? Sometimes I'm late on the chats because I gotta update my settings, but I'm gonna get it right. But for right now, I'm just happy that I don't look terrible. So let's talk about it. Hey, man, look, Shedeur Sanders, I really wish he didn't give Cleveland media as much content as he gave, but it seems like every single time he opens his mouth, these Browns, whether it's the Mary Kay Cabbage, whether it's the disrespectful Tony Grossolini, it does not matter. They're going to find a way to get greasy and get greasy and find a way to have Shedeur Sanders in his mouth. And here's something I want to point out, right? I'm going to point out a few things in this video because I really am tired of Tony Grossi. At first, I thought he was just an old school type guy. Hey, maybe he's rough on, but no. At this point, you're purposely trying to bury Shedeur, who's already being buried and has been buried. Probably one of the more polarizing players in all of the NFL, and he's a third stringer that y'all said shouldn't be talked about a lot. So where I want to start with this is, y'all know the quote. Y'all know what Shedeur said. He said, I'm ready right now. Jimmy Horn Jr. trademark. You know how that gets down. And he said, look, of course I feel like I'm ready to play. I'm ready to get down. So what did Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, I'm sure he was so upset at Shedeur, huh? Tell him, Kevin Stefanski.
And they're working very hard at it. We do a lot of work with our players, rookies, vets, all our guys, spending every available minute that we have with them, getting them ready physically, mentally, whether it's in the weight room, the meeting room, out on the field. So all our guys are working very hard. All of our guys feel like they're ready, Mary Kay, and they're working very hard at it.
And like I said, Kevin Stefanski still the king of saying absolutely nothing, but our man Daniel gave us a little more deeper insight. He says Browns Coach Stefanski on Shedeur Sanders, he's done a good job. I think all our guys feel like they're ready and they're working hard. So all I have to say is, Kevin Stefanski seems to agree. Hey, man, Shedeur says he's ready. And the head coach says he's ready. All the other players who responded to this said, of course you should be ready. Like and we're gonna get to these guys, like the 92.3 The Fan, ESPN Cleveland, the Rizzo, like they gave honest opinions about it. And most people were like, yeah, I mean, y'all came up to him as media and y'all asked him, hey, do you feel ready? Do you want him to say, no, I don't feel ready? He's the emergency quarterback in the NFL. What? If he's not ready, he needs to be off the team. Then Bailey Zappi needs to be QB3. Do you not get that? So, like, is that what y'all wanted him to say? Now, I'm not going to go off too much because shout out to these guys because they're typically fair to Shedeur. Some of these guys here in ESPN, some of them at ESPN Cleveland, the 92.3 Fans, really good. The Dogs podcast, super fair to Shedeur. I think really gives it. But somebody we know is not a fan of Shedeur and will take him out of context no matter what. Tony Big Bad Grossi. And it's funny, after we listen to Tony Grossi, who seems, as athletic as a bag of rocks, explain to us why he hates Shedeur and why he's this and that, we already heard this yesterday, but we're going to re-listen to what the NFL people have been saying about Shedeur. And it's that, oh yeah, he's graded a little better than your guy, Dylan Gabriel. Hey, no Dylan Gabriel hate, though. But let's hear it, Tony.
He never met a camera he didn't like. And it just seems like being out of the limelight right now as QB3 on a Cleveland Browns team struggling to score points, he's really missing the viral moments. I laugh about it because I don't take him too seriously anymore. After that Rams game, I need evidence that he could play. All the pro Shedeur fans, and they're passionate about their favorite player, they think something like that is going on. They cannot believe there are players on the team at his position that are better than him, okay? They just won't accept it. They don't believe it. They're just like his dad. He doesn't believe Flacco and Gabriel can play better than his son.
Okay, so and here's my issue with Tony Grossi. And here's my issue with this whole the people who are Shedeur fans, they just won't accept. Okay, guys, did he hear what he said? Y'all are so dumb. And it's probably because y'all have never had to, Tony Grossi, you probably never had to respond to this many people because the Browns have never been this popular since Johnny Manziel was at his height. So I get it. I think maybe your supercomputer brain, it might just be a little bit overridden, okay? So I'm going to give you credit there, all right? Maybe take it take it easy, old timer, right? It's going to be okay. We're going to find a way. Oh. I did something weird to that. I accidentally hit the screenshot button. But I promise you, we going to be all right. So let's slow it down for you. What's the first thing he said? He said, Shedeur Sanders can't wait to stay out the limelight. Lie number one. Did Shedeur Sanders, I'm asking you, Mr. Tony Grossi, Mr. Shedeur is obsessed with the limelight. Who put that interview out? Was it the Shedeur Sanders YouTube channel? Oh, and there's a Shedeur Sanders YouTube channel. Make sure you follow it. Make sure you subscribe. If you watch mine, you better be subscribed to Shedeur and Shiloh and Well Off Media. Shout out. Right? Oh no. What about Shedeur Sanders' Instagram? He posted it on that, right? Nope. IG, nope. Tony Grossi, who asked Shedeur the question of is he ready to play for him to answer? Was it Deion Sanders? Did Shedeur get into a camera and ask a mirror while he was on selfie mode and said, hey, Shedeur, do you think you ready? Of course I think I'm ready, Shedeur. Is that what happened, Tony Grossi? Someone so desperate for the limelight that he answered the media's question because the media asked him that. ESPN Cleveland asked him that. ESPN Cleveland posted that interview. So how dare Shedeur allow the media to ask him questions, answer those questions, and allow the media to post those questions out into the world? Tony Grossi, I want you to know, Shedeur, Tony Grossi is real mad at you. Real mad at you for, oh, wow. Okay. Wow. I'm a little too loud. Tony Grossi's real mad at you for allowing the media to do what the media wants to do. And then number two, he says, he's so, he's so healthy for attention in an offense that is awful. Ding, ding, ding. Why do you think we don't think Joe Flacco should be starting? It's like, like they're so close. They're almost there. You admit that this offense is absolute dog water. I've been yelling about it for 3 weeks. Oh, but I'm just a Shedeur. I'm just a Shedeur cultist. I've been asking for Dylan Gabriel. Lord have mercy. Have the Browns not suffered enough? You're throwing a 40-year-old carcass out there who can't read a defense. He can't hit a 5-yard out. I love me some January Joe. I don't want to see him go out like this. So Tony, thanks. I was worried. Tony, I was worried that you're so obsessed with the attention and limelight that you finally got back. It feels like Johnny Manziel's back. It feels like Baker Mayfield. People are actually responding to my tweet. People care about the Browns. I know you might be a little bit flustered, Tony, but let's get it together. Let's put our big boy britches on, because now so you do watch football. Because you can now see what a toddler could see, and it's that Brown offense is absolute dog water. Maybe it has to do with the geriatric quarterback. I don't know, because Dylan Sampson's looked good. Jerry Jeudy, when somebody can get him the fucking ball, has looked like a good wide receiver. Harold Fannin, if we can get him the ball, has looked like that dude over the first 2 weeks. He was leading all rookies in receptions. Him and Warren tied the rookie record for receptions in the first week as a tight end. So I'm really struggling to understand how two things can be true at this one. Like I don't get it. Yeah, that's what Shedeur fans like me are saying. This offense is terrible. So you can admit that, but you think that, oh, why? There's other people that are better. Clearly not, because y'all are awful. We can see it's bad. And then let's go ahead to the Rams thing, because he's going to stick on the Rams thing. What about Dylan Gabriel's interception and fumble? If y'all gonna focus, if we're gonna go, I forgot what team that was against, honestly. But if we're gonna stick on one game, if you're so tied to the Rams game, Tony Grossi, hey, I'm only gonna evaluate Dylan Gabriel off the time he had multiple turnovers. And Tony Grossi, since you watch football, you know this head coach, you know his doctrine is don't turn the ball over. Okay, so I want you to respond to me. How many turnovers Shedeur Sanders had? Don't worry, I'll wait. 0. Okay, so your dude, the supercomputer, had 2 of them. One was just a blatant mistake because he does not know how to hand the ball off. He didn't do it correctly. The feet were sloppy. I'm talking about football stuff here. You want me to put an Instagram quote out for you? Huh? Is that what you need? I'm talking about football basics. He does not know how to put the ball in his running back's hand at 5'10". That's the problem. So hopefully he's cleaned that up. I hope the supercomputer has figured that out, Tony Grossi. And then a pick that y'all sweared up and down was it was Jesus' fault before it was Dylan Gabriel's fault. For the love of Christ. So hey, if it's gonna be one game, man, I wish Shedeur had thrown an interception for you, Tony Grossi, because you don't have much to stand on. Oh, he took some sacks. Okay, he took sacks with a bad old line. Is that you want me to think a rookie that takes sacks against a bad old line? Oh wow. Didn't Caleb Williams do that for y'all? Don't want because y'all don't watch football. I get it. I'm sorry. But part 2 of Tony Grossi, and clearly I think I think the dementia's just starting to catch up to him. Listen here.
I don't begrudge any player saying what's on his mind. He didn't approach them. Justin approached him, but you got to be mindful of what you say.
So now we're admitting it. Okay, see, I'm sorry, Tony. I was real upset with you. Clearly, you're headed for a home. All right, I get it. Your daughters or whatever, your beautiful kids. I'm sure they're gonna put you in a house here pretty soon because you're not as you don't got it anymore, dog. It's over for you. Like I think you need to sit down. You're hooting and hollering about how desperate he is for the media. To immediately, when the big Riz get in your face, shout out Big Rizzo, shout out Tony Rizzo. When the big Riz get in your face, well, I mean, I get.
I think the one quote that from what I see around the league, I could do better.
Do you think it was directed at his teammates or no?
I don't think that.
Malice?
No,
no malice.
But
Tone.
it could come just like when Dylan Gabriel said, "I'm a competitor, not an entertainer."
Yeah.
Everyone assumed he was talking about Shedeur.
Yeah.
The same thing you could assume.
Yeah.
Yes. Shedeur can't help himself, right? He's been out of the limelight. He's hurting, and this is what he's best
Tony,
at giving interviews.
You know, it's funny. You see it that way. I see it as I think he really does think he's better than half the quarterbacks in this league.
He probably
and
does.
I like that.
He probably does.
I like that a lot.
So the old man is not making a lot of sense, but hey, again, dementia hits you hard. Yeah, I genuinely can't take Tony Grossi anything he says seriously. I think he's just a clown that they use to draw up ratings and hope that people laugh at Cleveland media because there's nothing positive going on with the Browns. And that's a sad state of affairs. I got to be honest with you. I would hate to be in that state. It's not like I'm a Texans fan. God, we're so terrible. Anyway, not the point. The point is Tony Grossi, I really wish that there was some consistency in some arguments, right? You might be able to trick the people on Twitter and dunk on them, but again, I pull up like stats, like what I'm saying. I don't know if you know, but there's other quarterbacks that aren't on the Browns that are terrible, like Jake Browning, who's thrown 4 interceptions in like 2 games. Trevor Lawrence, who has had an abysmal QBR. Tua Tagovailoa, who's been terrible. Geno Smith, who cannot stay away from throwing picks. Because again, we watch football and look at stats. I'm not sitting here saying, oh my gosh, Shedeur needs to be about. No. I'm saying that the 40-year-old that's throwing footballs into the dirt, probably not conducive to win football games. But again, I get it, Tony. I get it. I don't want to be too harsh on you. I don't even understand why I take anything he says seriously. But shout out to, and we're gonna revisit this because again, the way y'all talk about Shedeur Sanders, and I just want to make sure I put this a point. I did a bunch of hooting and hollering, and sometimes I just scream out things. Sometimes I just say, hey, number 1 FBS record, Johnny Unitas golden arm, 2024 offensive player of the year for the Big 12, All-American, I believe 2nd team All-American. I got to double check, but I believe he was on one of the other All-American teams. But regardless, and sometimes you can just say that and like, all right, what's the context, right? A big thing with the completion percentage record is, hey, you can look at that, and at the top of the list is, a bunch of people who didn't have a lot of NFL, NFL success, or maybe top tier NFL success. So what about the Johnny Unitas golden arm? Like this is what I mean by like we're getting real revisionist history. Like y'all don't like Shedeur so much that y'all are giving up on logic in football, right? Okay, so Shedeur Sanders. Okay, that's the 2024 Johnny Unitas. And then some dude named Jaden Daniels. Do you know Jaden Daniels? Probably not, because you don't watch football. I guess he won a Heisman or something. Max Duggan, hey, not great. Kenny Pickett. I mean, hey, the Browns apparently thought Kenny Pickett was better than Shedeur, so there you go. Mac Jones. I mean, was he was a Heisman finalist, won the national championship, competed, had one of the more prolific offenses in the history. Joe Burrow. I mean, come on. One of the greatest quarterback seasons of all time. 60 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Gardner Minshew, who went crazy at Wazoo. Mason Rudolph. So you can, you know what I'm saying? I see Deshaun Watson. Now, before the Browns ruined him, wait, how many Browns are on this? How many Browns are here? How many people on this team out of Brown? Anyway, Marcus Mariota, AJ McCarron, Colin Klein. The list starts getting a little rough right there, I will admit to you. But then you have someone like Andrew Luck, Colt McCoy, who's also Colt McCoy and Graham Harrell, who are both at the top of the FBS record. So Brady Quinn, didn't Brady Quinn play for? Oh my goodness, Jason White and some dude named Eli Manning in 2003. So I like to add context to these things. I don't like when old dudes who I don't know what his playing history is, but it's okay to say, hey, I don't like Shedeur. That's cool. It's okay to say, hey, Shedeur takes too many sacks for me. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, I prefer him. But to think that the garbage football we've seen, that somebody who has done a high tier level of football, who's of those ranks, doesn't believe that he can play, whether he's right or wrong, yet to be seen. But the belief, the confidence, does it make you scared? Is it upsetting you? Is it a problem for a man to believe in himself? Why would he be on a football field training in football as a QB3 if he didn't think he was ready? What would he be doing if he wasn't ready? Is that what you wanted him to say, Tony Grossi? Did you want to say, actually, I'm not ready? I have no idea what I want to do. But it seems like there are some people in the Browns media with a little bit of common sense. Right?
Shedeur has been quoted, and I'm going to read two different quotes. Quote, I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that. I want to address this one first. I don't have like a single problem with him looking across the NFL and going, oh, I'm not intimidated by this. I've seen this level, and I still believe I can do it. I thought the people who made something out of this, I thought it was very dirty pool the way that specific quote was treated for Shedeur.
I think the people who made something out of this are the same people that is finding any reason under the sun to have a problem with Shedeur Sanders because of whatever reason that they may have. Personally, I don't care if he's my first, second, or third string quarterback of my favorite team. I want my quarterback believing in himself that he can outperform anyone.
Okay. It's so exhausting, yo. And I'm not saying these people did anything. I'm about to wrap this video up because I've been yapping about Shedeur. Hey, Browns media has been trotting Shedeur up and down. They got their clicks this week. They did what they needed to do, right? But it's so exhausting to hear people finally come to these terms. And just like with this, just real quick, because this also has to do with this.
I am a believer.
We're going to end this.
Shedeur. Again, I am not an analyst, so I'm not sitting here telling you that my expertise tells me he's going to be a good player. I'm saying there is not one draft analyst, not one, who said this guy can't play at all.
Yeah,
not one.
Right.
So
right. Yeah.
The idea that all of a sudden we've decided he can't play, there's not one who had him rated behind Dylan Gabriel. No.
So again, we can be revisionist history all we want. If you don't watch football, you probably think Shedeur is bad because you don't watch football. And maybe, hey, Mr. Jamal Jackson, maybe if you start watching football for a few years, maybe get some under your belt, then you can eventually start having opinions that matter. But people like Tony Grossi, obviously his best years are past him. He's struggling to keep things together. It's cool and it's cucumber. But Johnny Unitas going on winner. You have multiple ESPN people saying the obvious. Hey, what I've been yelling, Shedeur has been ranked above Dylan Gabriel, was a first, worst case second round pick, and now y'all are. Why does Shedeur have fans? Why are people passionate about Shedeur? Tony Grossi can't figure it out, and then you go over here. Oh, hey, I want my quarterback to believe in himself. Wow. It's almost like we've been saying that for the entire offseason, that why is the confidence that he displays a problem, but Jackson Dart goes out there with them boogers in his chain, a backwards hat, is talking about cowabunga with a goddamn Anakin Skywalker. Like, he can cosplay as a Star Wars player. And look, Jackson Dart, good luck. I think he's gonna be a spark that the Giants need. Him and Cam Scatterbo. I think it's gonna be very fun. But it's a clear double standard that he can have them baguettes. That boy Jackson Dart be shining, boy. That chain look heavy. But hey, man, to each their own. To each their own. Just exhausting to be like, oh yeah, now y'all finally get it. Now, but we crazy. Hey, man. But hey, the Nepo baby, he just bought the awards, man. He bought all the awards, man. Let me read my chat. Y'all have a phenomenal day. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content. We'll see you next time. Don't go anywhere. If you're watching this live, though, I'm about to read to some comments. So I'm sorry, I was doing the video. Grape Tea News, how you doing? Always in here. Intel Plays, top tier stuff. That little dirty smirk he has when he starts talking about Shedeur, he knows what he's doing. Yeah, I don't believe Trizzy, what's going on? I don't believe... I'm going to treat Tony Grossi like he wants to be treated. And right now it seems like he wants to be treated like a dude who clearly is being misrepresenting Shedeur and kind of his intentions. Like it's so nasty to me to say, oh my God, Shedeur he just wants the limelight so much. Is that why somebody else asked him a question? Like that don't even make sense, dog. Like I really wish I would at least do something that is founded in something, with some sense to it. Here we go. He says, Tony sounds crazy. I know, Alonzo. I know. Soldier says, hey. Eway the Way says, low, nah, we just need new reporters. It's not bad down on here. 216 narrative. Okay. How many? Intel, again, Chantel says, if he thinks he is that bad, put him on the practice squad, but they scared to. And that's a really good point, Chantel. I have this conversation once the final roster was there, they traded away Kenny Pickett. I looked in this camera and I said, okay, Shedeur haters, y'all can call him a QB3. Hey, that's what he is. He's a QB3. I'm not going to argue against that. I think it's best, especially with that terrible Browns offense. I don't think if you like a quarterback, you don't want him in front of the Browns offensive line. But, hey, he's QB3. It is what it is. But what's it called? Dang it. Let me read what we were talking about. Yeah. But I was saying is, like, he has yet to not be the emergency quarterback. He has yet to not be they have not put him on the practice squad. They have not made him whatever. Nope. He is the QB3. They have Bailey Zappi. Bailey Zappi is a veteran at this point who's ran the Browns offense, but somehow they trust Shedeur more than Bailey Zappi. Again, an emergency quarterback. It would be different if they just had 3 quarterbacks. I'm not even sure if you can do. I don't think you can do that. But hypothetically, like running backs, it'd be different if they had just 3 quarterbacks. Oh, and Shedeur's just here, because then at that point you just put Joe Flacco. You can just switch Joe Flacco in Dylan Gabriel. But we read the emergency quarterback rule. That rule like specifically says like, yo, that he has to go in if both players get hurt. Like there's a level of trust there. I'm not saying it's the same thing to be the QB2, but it would be if they didn't trust him and they thought he couldn't play. Oh, well, let's just Bailey Zappi emergency QB just in case, because then you could still say you're developing Shedeur. You can still say, oh, no, we just put him on there just because, Bailey Zappi knows it. We're a little more confident. If God forbid, if that happens, we need somebody competent, right? That would be the thought process, right? Unless, again, you think unless you think the Browns and Kevin Stefanski are that terrible with roster management, and I would say you're almost figuring it out. You're almost there. But yeah, good comment, Chantel. Amber says they are exhausting, period. Just leave Shedeur out of it. Of course, Trizzy said he didn't lie. Like I said, numbers don't lie, people do. Don Adams says this is horrible that Tony Grossi can get away with the same behavior towards Shedeur, a young black athlete with great honors and accolades. And you know what, Don, you make a good point, because there's a lot of times I'm considered, I think, more of like I always say, I'm like a lieutenant in the Shedeur Glazers or Shedeur fan, whatever the cult, whatever the people like to call people who just like Shedeur. I don't know why it has to be this weird thing all of a sudden. But I like to think that, hey, I'm pretty in the middle. I'm not just gonna believe everything everyone says. I'm not gonna be mad at everything everybody says. I come here and I sometimes justify some criticism for Shedeur because, hey, every man is not without criticism. But there is no defending Tony Grossi. Like, Tony Grossi is undoubted, unadulterated, just a hater. Like, Joe Thomas has said some hater stuff towards Shedeur fans, but Joe Thomas is actually a Shedeur fan. Like, if you actually listen to him. Tony Grossi, I'll point out, hey, some of the weird comments about implying him in trades, which this is another one of those things where people are going to implicit him and imply him in trades, put him in trades, and then they're going to get mad at Shedeur for answering about the trade rumors that they started. Like that, I'm guaranteed that's happening. So I call Big Riz for that, and we love Rizzo. I call him out for that. But I know Rizzo is someone who's fair. I know 92.3 decently fair, even though they can criticize sometimes. So with Tony Grossi, there is no fairness at all. It is just, I like Dylan Gabriel. I'm upset that Shedeur Sanders gets too much attention, and I'm not making that up. That's a direct quote from him. This offseason. That's the crazy part. So yeah, it's a bunch of nastiness, man. It's real nasty. I am redeemed recap. I don't know what you mean by recap. Oh, we going live. Sorry, I am working a little bit too. Intel Play says my grammar up a bit, typing so fast. Ting says they don't lie, bro. Me too. Mary Kay even redeemed herself. Yeah. Again, even Mary Kay. Thank you. Like, that's a great point. Mary Kay, and we still on Mary KKK. And again, I don't call her Mary KKK for any other reason except for that song that goes, okay, KK. I forgot who makes it, but I used to be banging when I was growing up. Anyway, that's the point. But yeah, even Mary Kay Cabot, and you know what's crazy? Mary Kay Cabot has said positive things before Shedeur got drafted. She said positive things while Shedeur got drafted. Like, she has a track record of being both sides. Just because she's a little greasy, but she's greasy to everybody, right? Like, Tony Grossi is specifically greasy to Shedeur, and it's real nasty. Mary Kay's coming around, and so is Coach Kevin. He didn't say anything bad when they asked him about it. Yeah, Amber, I'm not sure if you missed it. We reacted to it, and yeah, that's what I said. It's like, hey, and you know, Kevin Stefanski be speaking without speaking, but at the same time, like, he didn't say nothing bad. He ain't had no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Head coach seemed to think everything all right. You feel me? So I don't see the problem or the issue there, especially because, you know, if the head coach had a problem, he could have just squashed it. Chantel said Tony got himself suspended talking about Baker, if you remember that. Oh, yeah. Oh, we made a whole video about the Baker situation. Trust me. But I didn't even want to go there with him because people kill him with that all the time. And now that Baker's doing good, oh no, you're good, Amber, you're good. I still think it's a good point. I think it's a great point, Amber. Masha says she's upgraded to just Mary KK now. Yeah, like, oh, KK. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, Mary, KK. We seen you come around the mountain. All right, so next. I think we got to talk about Jimmy Horn and Lajohntay. I don't want to be here too long, but the conversation about Jimmy Horn has been one that is, I guess, concerning, you could say, in some regards. Intel Play says, I'm sure no matter how much Kevin sidesteps around questions, he doesn't want a non-confident backup quarterback. Yeah, and that's when I knew things were getting a little weird. Like, I've always been a Shedeur fan, but I'm a football fan. Like, yeah, I'm open about it. I'm a Texas fan. You know, I'm a Cam Newton fan. Like, I'm a fan of people and then my sad teams that I have to defend to death. But I still am fans of these certain, you know, individuals. And I knew it was real twisted when his confidence started to become like this thing. Because, again, I keep up with these players. So I know, like, dog, Shedeur gives back. Like, Shedeur, like, doesn't just give back to, like, communities, does, like, the regular community outreach stuff. But just as a friend, like, Shedeur gave his NIL collective money, his share, up to Colorado players so they can get paid. He's bought other things for, like, we don't have to go in like, pocket watch and do all that. That's not what we're here. We're not trying to grandstand on him. But to make it seem like he was this awful, terrible person, like, nah, he's confident, just like Baker Mayfield. Yo, please pull up a video of Baker Mayfield, Shedeur Sanders grabbing his nuts looking at the other sideline. Oh, but that was cool. Please show me a video of Shedeur Sanders planting his flag in another team's. I'll wait. But that him showing his own wristwatch to people, that's what got y'all upset? Man, hey, it don't take much. It does not take much. But let's talk about Jimmy Horn, man. Stop it. Flacco is playing like hot trash. Sanders can play better than him. Sanders outperformed all quarterbacks in camp. Hey, there's nothing wrong with believing that. King Mac said, why Tony not talking about Shedeur going to the hospital? I didn't even want to talk about that. I didn't even want to, we don't even got to get into that. But there are some videos of, I actually had I tried to go find them on Twitter. I think they might have deleted them. I'm not sure. But regardless, yeah, Shedeur did go some local, I believe it was local Cleveland family. Y'all can correct me. But, you know, just gave his time, took some pictures and stuff like that. He also took some pictures, like, randomly in the grocery store. Like, the people love him, man. The people love himself. Little Shedeur Sanders, man. Why Dylan Gabriel not out in the community? Chantel, Kurt, what's up? Because I'm about to yell, so you know what I'm saying. Shout Amber, I agree, that was very sweet. But Chantel, look, something that, and I promise, I'm gonna get into my Jimmy Horn video. But I don't know how many of y'all remember, and I'm never going to forget it because Tony Grossi wasn't there. Dylan Gabriel wasn't there. David Njoku wasn't even there. And, I don't know what they had going on. Okay, cool. But forget football. Let's just put that to the side because y'all don't attack Shedeur with a football. Y'all want to say he's arrogant, he's this and that. Y'all aren't attacking football things. So if we're going to go non-football with it, well, when that Cleveland community, that mostly black, impoverished community, right, who had reported a smell of gas when they had a tragic, quote unquote, because really the city was just ignoring them. The building people were just ignoring them. And they allowed them to be displaced from their home because of a fire. You know what I'm saying? And Shedeur was out there, what was it, next weekend, giving his own to it. Now, I don't even think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't even think he brought his own cameras. Now, you know who did bring the cameras? And this is why we rock with Daniel. And I don't want to say his last name because I messed up. Ofusi, Oyofusi, I believe it's an African last name. But great dude, one of my favorite reporters over there in Cleveland. If you want a reporter and you like the Browns, it's Daniel every single time. He's that dog, okay? He's locked in with ESPN. Not the point. But he was there. Daniel was there. Shedeur and his team were there. And I believe there were some undrafted free agents there too, giving their time back to the community. And this is not I'm not mad at Dylan Gabriel. Look, Dylan Gabriel, I believe is Polynesian, Hawaiian. He was probably spending his last time over there. It's probably, hey, do what you got to do. That's all great. That's fine. That's dandy. I'm not mad at Dylan Gabriel. Tony, I'm not even mad at, actually, I am mad at Tony Grossi. I am mad at people who are from Cleveland. I am mad at Tony. I am extremely upset that Daniel was out there, but Tony Grossi's not out there. But Tony Grossi wants to talk about who and who's not addicted to fame and these things. But what's it called? So when Shedeur was out there giving back to that community, it was about fame. When Shedeur gives his time to kids at a hospital, that's because he's addicted to interview questions, right? That's what's going on. I'm just saying, like, we don't take y'all seriously. Like, it just don't. It never added up. It's never gonna add up. Like, y'all can keep trying. Maybe that worked back in the day when it was just a radio and that's it. You just had a radio man telling you something. But I can pull the stats, the facts. I can pull your card, big dog. It's not looking good. You can't take nothing else up out this library with that card, big homie. Terrible library joke. But let's get into it. Jimmy Horn, the man you've all been waiting for. Hey man, that's all they want to talk about. Hey, they talk. Hey, you right, King Mac? They worried about that speeding ticket. They sure is worried about that speeding ticket. I mean, hey, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about nothing positive. That's not. Gabe and Elvis, boom. Gabe was there. Wait, Gabe or Gage? Gabe or Gage? Like I said, I knew there were some other players there too. But yeah, shout out to them. We'll talk a little more. We're gonna talk more about Shedeur. I'm gonna be, by the way, because it's about 192 in here. I'm gonna be answering y'all's comments on this video, just like we did the last video last week. So at the end of the stream, I'll be reading all the comments left on this video. So either leave comments on this one or just do whatever, and we'll go from there. But let's talk about Jimmy Horn. Gage. Okay, so it was Gage. Okay. Hey, that boy Gage. Y'all know what Gage do. Y'all know how Gage get down, man. Him and Shedeur go way back. All right, so let's get into it. Yeah, it's that's another thing. He grew up in the spotlight, so it's easy for him. But speaking about Jimmy, what's going on, Deep Motley? Hey, you caught me right in time. I'm about to hop in this Jimmy Horn video, so I am gonna be not reading chat for just a second. And then we're gonna get right back to it. I'm gonna read the chat, read some comments. We're gonna have a good time. After this, we're gonna do the Cam Newton Tua video, and then we just community. And then if y'all got time, we probably gonna finish this Virginia FSU game when it comes on. So let me start here. I've been asking about every single week now, where is Jimmy Horn Jr.? If you don't remember, obviously Jimmy Horn Jr. made the 53-man roster for them dang Carolina Panthers, and the Carolina Panthers haven't had a great start, not just from win totals, but specifically on the offensive side of the ball. Now, Tedero McMillan, or T-Mac, as he'd like to be called, he is leading all rookies in receiving yards right now. But when I show you the giant gap in the fact that the second leading receiver is Shedeur Sanders, hook 'em horns, the tight end, it was probably scratching your head. Why is Jimmy Horn not getting some touches? Why is he not getting incorporated into the offense? Well, I think that might be changing here for a little bit of a negative reason, but also positive reason on Jimmy Horn's side. So one thing I do want to point out is I saw this. Now, I don't know if this is official or I think they're all just wearing a number 8. I think I just noticed they're all wearing a number 8. I don't know what that is, but I saw Jimmy Horn was wearing the 8. I was like, did he change his number? But I looked at the depth chart. The depth chart has it's still at 15, so maybe they're just doing like a tribute thing. I don't know what that is. Sometimes, or a lot of times we're like practice, jerseys. Sometimes, what's it called? They'll do cool little tributes or jokes or stuff like that. So that's cool to see. I was like, oh, hold up, Jimmy J8. I don't know how I feel about J8. I don't know J5 or J15. Those roll off the tongue. So the official inactives aren't live yet. I think they're going to be live tomorrow officially. But there has been some positives. And before we get into, we're going to read an article about it, and then we're going to look at some of the rankings. Like I told you, actually, we're going to look at that before we get into it. Here are the receiving leaders for the Carolina Panthers right now. And as you can see, Xavier Legette is nowhere to be seen. And something else I'm going to point out is, sadly, Xavier Legette is dealing with an injury. We're going to read about that, too, in an article as well. But like I told you, 216 yards, which leads all rookies. And then not only is the problem that the tight end is second in receiving, the running back is third in receiving. It goes 216, 92, 74. The next receiver who leads is 72-year-old Hunter Renfrow. He's not 72, but he's old, okay? He's not that old. But it don't make sense for him to be the number 4th receiver or even the second leading receiver at the wide receiver position. This is not great. This is not. I should have said that at the beginning of the video. I didn't realize a tight end and a running back right now have more receiving yards than every wide receiver not named Tedero McMillan right now. At what point do you just please give Jimmy Horn a chance? My God, Xavier Legette, you did all that Glorilla. You can't even put up 65. You can't even put up 6'5". So I do want to point something out because I'm not a Panthers guy. I like Jimmy Horn. I watched some of the Panthers games. It was supposed to be a bad Kanye joke, but so I don't get to be as in depth. But I do like following some of the guys who point some things out. And Bryson Tremaine is when I read like the Carolina people, the Panthers people, like it. From what I hear, it's not that Jimmy Horn's not good. It's that Bryson Tremaine just does things that you want from a wide receiver 5 or 4, right? He just does dirty work things. So this account says, hey, for those wondering why Jimmy Horn isn't active, right? It's not, I think, just because of things like, oh, well, Jimmy Horn's doing something bad or X, Y, Z. But I think Tremaine is number 87 right here. So look at him. Look, dog. This is blocking, boy. Hey, I don't even see offensive linemen blocking this good. Is this edge player? Okay. All right. As much as I'm a Jimmy Horn guy, I'm not happy that Jimmy Horn is not getting play. I get it. This is first round, second round pick. I forgot. Jalen Walker, by the way. This ain't no middle of the mall. Like this some real deal stuff. Yep, on Walker. Yep. Real deal stuff. Look at, and this is like textbook. I don't know how much of y'all, again, I played high school football. I am no expert, but this is like, that's the reason why it's so funny when I see stuff. Cause like, I know at high school, it's such a base. I have such a small level of understanding of football. These guys have such a higher level of understanding of football. But when you see things that look simple, what that means is pure domination. If it's so simple that I can understand it, then that means you just got like, this is a comically dominated rep. So this is a block down on a 250-pound edge player, right? And he just gets inside here and says, and not just a wide receiver block, get up off me. And this is what I mean by those, like, hey, those small things that you learned from high school, whatever. You put your butt to the hole, you let the running back run off your butt. And if you see the hole there, and that's all Tremaine. So that's some big boy blocking, keeps his legs moving, basically keeps the hole here. Hey, man, respect to 87. But let Jimmy Horn Jr. eat, okay? I don't want to hear it anymore. Keep feeding Jimmy. How about we get him on the field? How about both of them are on the field? So let's hear it. Apparently there's some good news. So rookie Jimmy Horn Jr., and this is from Sports Insider. So finally gets a promotion on Carolina Panthers depth chart. Again, it's nothing official yet, but right now, both Xavier Legette, and actually I should read this first. Dave Canales says wide receivers Tedero McMillan and Xavier Legette are day-to-day. So it says the Panthers were without the 3 listed starters in practice for Wednesday as they prepare for week 4. Tedero McMillan, calf, Xavier Legette, hamstring. Hamstrings can be kind of a pain, so that gets down. They were on the sidelines in their gray walkthrough shirts during the portion of practice open to the media. He didn't participate. Also, veteran slot receiver Hunter Renfrow wasn't on the field, but it says non-injury, so I think he'll be fine. Canella said Renfrow and his wife welcomed a baby. Okay, congratulations. All right, never mind. I'm sorry for them jokes I made. I apologize. Congratulations on your beautiful child. Panthers head coach Dave Canales said McMillan and Legette were day-to-day, and they'd monitor them throughout the week. So again, this is no guarantee, but it has allowed Jimmy Horn Jr. to get some more practice reps. So here we go into this article. Horn has been a healthy scratch for each of the team's first 3 games this season, but at Wednesday's practice, he finally took a step up. Head coach Dave Canales has made some perplexing lineup decisions this year for the Carolina Panthers. On defense, Nick Scott and Trevin Wallace keep on starting despite frequent errors. Meanwhile, on offense, veteran David Moore continues to get priority playing time over younger and more athletic wide receivers. Perhaps the most confusing decision has been rookie wide receiver / returner Jimmy Horn Jr. not going into the lineup at all thus far this season. And that's what I do want to point out. It's not just, Jimmy Horn's not getting enough touches. They're not even putting him on the roster. Like, they don't, like, it's like, wouldn't you rather have a Jimmy Horn and not need a Jimmy Horn than need a Jimmy Horn and not have a Jimmy Horn? I don't know, man. I've worked such small days in the NFL. Despite earning a lot of hype during training camp, Horn has been a healthy scratch in all 3 SEC seasons. And when I say hype, it's easy to, I think people think that, it was just Colorado fan hype. No, it was J.C. Horn, the starting cornerback for the Panthers, saying how good Jimmy Horn Jr. was. It was Jatavian Sanders saying how good Jimmy Horn. It was Dave Canales saying that he runs routes harder than anyone that he's ever seen. Like, it was the local Panthers media comparing him to the likes of Steve Smith Sr. So let's not get it twisted. Let's not act like it is what it is. You feel me? 1 second. Sorry about that live stream. I gotta do something for work really quick. One day I'm gonna tell y'all what I do for work. I had to pause this video because I gotta do something really quick. Like, actually, I should go like this. Oh, what the fuck? How do we? Oh my god! I'll just go like that. Oh my god! There we go. Oh, let me mute myself. 1 second. All right, we're back in business. Sorry about it. What was I even talking about? Can somebody tell me what I was talking about? What was I talking about? I'm going to read the chat for a second. And y'all going to tell me what I was talking about before I had to take that break. Chantel said, I agree. Any team but this trash team. Legette got the gorilla curse. I don't know how long y'all been watching football, but there was the Kardashian curse. There was the Tony Romo, Britney Spears. Who was he dating? He was dating or Alba or somebody like that. Intel Play says whatever you do work for is better than Tony Grossi. Z23, my guy. What's it called? When it comes to Horn, I'm pissed that he's not getting any burn in that game. He can flip the game in the blink plus the aura. What's it called? Simpson. Oh, Jessica Simpson. Thank you. Yep. Yeah. Hey, man, this is football curses go deep. They go real deep, man. And how long until we call the Swifty curse, huh? How long until we get there? We are and in this Florida State Virginia game, I might have to stop a recording to finish this Florida State Virginia game. I'm not gonna stop the stream, but I might have to. This game looking like a game over here. Thank you, Masha. Okay, thank you, Masha, because you pointed that. That's exactly what I was talking about. All right, let me hop back in here. Thank y'all so much. And I'm about to, after this, I'm gonna yap to y'all for a second in chat. Then we're gonna go Cam. Then we're gonna read some comments. All right. Let me hop back in here. Sorry about that. Like I was saying, Dave Canales was talking about how hard he runs routes and different things like that. So I want to make sure that we understand that there's bigger reasons that there's a reason to be confused why it's not happened the way that you would think it would happen. Here we go. But good news, something may finally be changing this week. According to an account by Joe Person at The Athletic, at Wednesday's practice, Horn did not work with the scout team, but saw his first action on offense and defense? Wait. Horn did not work with the scout team, but saw his Jimmy Horn. Oh, so they were serious about Jimmy Horn playing defense. Jimmy Horn Jr., the 6th round from Florida, has been relegated to the scout team and was inactive for the first 3 games. But the speedy Horn said he received reps on the offensive and defensive fields Wednesday. I got better today, Horn said. I got reps. I got better, mental and physical. As to what shape that takes, it seems like a long shot for Horn to get a meaningful chunk of passing offense, as he's clearly at or near the bottom of the depth chart at wide receiver. Special teams might be his only real chance to make an impact this season, and there's no reason to not give him an opportunity while they're doing a great job on kickoff coverage. The Panthers ranked 30th in average in average punt returns and 30th in average kick returns after 3 games. So clearly they could use a spark when it comes to the return game. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry. I had a brain fart right there. But anyway, that leads me, it confused me because that was leading me to what I want to talk about next, and it's some stats. But before I do that, I want to hang on some of those words, right? I want to process what those mean, kind of some of the implications there. I'm big at having receipts. I'm big at quoting certain people. I'm big at quoting, the players, the people around them, because it's more than important to understand the way their peers feel about them, the way their peers perceive them, right? And if the messaging this entire time, whether it be from the head coach, whether it be from other players, again, from various different experiences, right? You got Sanders, who's a second year player. You got what's it called? What's that dude's name? You got Horn out of South Carolina, I believe. He's out of South Carolina, right? The school out of South Carolina, who I think he's like in his, he's basically a veteran in the league, right? He has positive things to say. David Cannella has positive things to say. So with all those things, Jatavion, sometimes I say his name wrong. I apologize. With all those things being said, it does kind of leave you scratching your head as to why would you say these things? And what, like, first week, okay, cool. Maybe Jimmy Horn's not doing something. Maybe he's not whatever. But like, what is it? Like, y'all gotta let us know. Is the size just not there for you, or is the explosion not there? The first week, okay, cool. The second week, okay, but after 3 weeks, and this is what the stats look like. Do we look at the coach and say, well, what are we trying to do? Like what's the plan here? Hunter Renfrow is your 4th leading receiver, and in that he's only the 4th the second wide receiver on the list. T-Mac is taking all of the blows. And if you go deeper into it, because that's what we do around here, we go to the deep stats. How about we go look at offensive yards per game? At the offense, I believe this is offensive passing yards per game. Sorry, this is just yards per game offense. Guess who's at the bottom 10? Number 9. The bottom 9, so that's like number 20, I think. What is that? Number 21 or something like that. But regardless, it's flipped, so it goes lowest to biggest. Cincinnati's number 1 for lowest, and then Carolina is number 9 for lowest points a game. The lowest passing a game, number 10, 186. They're averaging 186 yards pass per game. A lot of people make fun of the Eagles, which I guess you should, because they average 140 passing yards a game. But I mean, 180 ain't that much better. And then again, this is yards after catch. So now I told you about just numbers, right? Receiving, offensive yards. What about when the receiver gets the ball in their hand? What do Carolina receivers do with it? Oh, they're just, again, bottom 10 in the league when it comes to doing something after the ball. Now, these are some more general insights, and we're going to talk about that. But I do have to ask, at what point? At what point do you try to get something going? Especially, again, unless Jimmy Horn has been punching babies or something we just don't know about. Maybe he just doesn't know the playbook. I don't know how y'all rave about him. Y'all say he's killing. You got top tier players saying he's the guy to watch. And now we're in season and you can't find a place for him in this offense? In this one? I don't know if y'all can notice, but Xavier Legette is nowhere in the top 5 here. I don't know if you noticed that. Nowhere in the top 5. Oh my God, T-Mac does not have a receiving touchdown. That's crazy. I don't know how that works. He is the leading okay. That's crazy. So I don't know. At some point, do you not say, let's use some of the assets that we use and that we have? And if not, what about Coker? Like, where are the other receivers that are above? There's no receivers on this list. It's a tight end and a running back and 3 wide receivers. And none of them have over 100 yards over 3 games. Besides T-Mac. What is going on? All right, so some insights. I think this is dope. I'll pay for NFL Plus, so you going to get these stats, boy. Tedero McMillan, like I said, leads all rookies with 216 receiving yards in 2025. J.C. Horn has allowed a 26.6% completion percentage over expected, the second lowest among outside corners, minimum of 10 targets. Bryce Young negated the Falcons' blitz-heavy scheme, 63% blitz rate, by getting rid of the ball in under 2.5 seconds against extra pass rushers. Tedero McMillan leads the Panthers with 11 receptions and 100. Oh, okay. Never mind. I think that's it. I think that's all. I think those are all the cool ones. Hunter Renfrow delivered a wide receiver 8 finish in PPR leagues in week 2. So I guess that's why they're keeping Hunter Renfrow on the team, because of his PPR points. Anyway, just please just start Jimmy Horn. I don't know what else to tell you. But get J15 on the field. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about Jimmy Horn almost maybe possibly getting a chance. We will figure out hopefully Saturday. I think I'm going to release this video Saturday. So hopefully when I release this, I can title it Jimmy Horn is that dude. Jimmy Horn is starting. You feel me? Because that would be some great things, music to my ear. Oh, I almost forgot. I do want to speak on Lajohntay really quick. Not long. I'm probably not even going to put him in the title or anything. But I do want to point out that we have been watching Lajohntay. Nothing negative has happened, but nothing crazy has happened either. He's had 5 returns. 2 of them have been fair catch. He's averaging 12 yards, and he's got a 23 long. And he did have this return that almost broke against the Browns here. You could see the speed, the suddenness, and if it wasn't for this right here, woo! I mean, you can see that boy breaks multiple tackles and is in the lane. and it gets real creepy. It was about to get real spookier for them Browns. So shout out to Lajohntay, but hey, he just doing his thing. So hey, I ain't got to say too much about Lajohntay, but the next time we check in, it's probably gonna be one of them touchdowns. I gotta be honest with y'all. So, but y'all be great. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content. Continue to be phenomenal and great, and we'll see you next time. Peace. All right. Lajohntay is. Well, we didn't really do Lajohntay. Shedeur is that. All right, last thing we have is the Cam Newton versus Tua situation. But first, I'm going to read the chat. Y'all that Jessica Simpson was a real throwback. Kathy says, I can't see Jimmy playing on defense. I hope Jimmy gets a chance to play. Yeah, defense, I probably should have spent more time on that. The defense thing, I kind of sped past that a little bit. That is a little crazy. Trizzy said, I've been pushing for Horn to get more reps than anyone. I've been diehard Panther fan since they became a franchise in the 90s. Okay, good looks. Panthers fans, those are some real football fans too. Intel Play says, oh, you're talking to me. Halfway Rich says he just not that good, or he would have been on the field. Well, here's my problem. The issue with that is no one else is good either. It'd be different if, the other players were good. But besides the block, which the block is good. We talked about it. And ain't nobody else that good. Lady PC, what's going on? How you doing? Demoninator. What? 275. Have you looked at all the CU players, meaning none of them seem to be getting a fair shake? Things that make you go, well, I would say Travis Hunter, besides the weird coverage of Travis Hunter, like, and the expectations, I wouldn't say everyone's not getting a fair shake. What I would say is that the NFL is a lot tougher of a organization than I think a lot of people give credit for when it comes to those things, right? Lajohntay and Jimmy were 6th-round picks, so they already have a long shot. Lajohntay is the starting punt returner, so like you can't really be mad at that. You feel me? So, they want to dim the CU. I think it's more. Here's what I will say: they don't, because if y'all remember, Deion in Colorado had the most receivers out of any other Division I team drafted. So I think that anything they can do to diminish Deion, yeah, I think they're going to do that. But I'm not sure if CU, but by proxy because Deion's there. I do see what y'all are saying. I could see that, but in my head, just because I've been watching NFL long, I know it can be tough. Now, if things continue like this with Shedeur and Travis starts getting the bad rap, because that's why I come here and I tell y'all, and I show y'all the stats of how bad Trevor Lawrence is. Like, I'm not just going to sit here and just, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to be honest about the situation. Trizzy says, people want to talk about our defense. Look at what we're doing now. From last in the league to top of the pick rating in the top 10. Crazy how things change in a matter. What's it called? Crazy how things change in a matter of minutes. Okay. Westerfield is like the only player besides Hunter from Colorado to get some respect, a real chance in the league. Yes, it's because Deion is the coach. Now, if you say it's because Deion, it's hard for me to argue against that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. This Florida State Virginia game, boy. These boys is playing some foosball. Okay. That boy stiff-armed them and spun? That's gangster. That's real gangster, dog. I'm really messing with that. I'm really messing with how you threw that. Human being. Low-key, the Shiloh situation bugged me because he was being pushed in after the play. To be honest, the thing that makes me most upset about the Shiloh thing is that he got fined $4,000. And he only gets $2,000 a game. Like, what's that'd be so bogus. But people don't. Oh my God. Virginia is smacking Florida State right now. Oh my God. Sorry. But yes, yeah. It can get real greasy. Now I'm gonna do a poll. I'm gonna keep answer y'all comments. Do y'all want me to what's next? Because I like asking y'all that. What's next? Should we read comments? Yeah, Florida State game is going crazy. Or should we do Tua, Cam Newton? Now, we don't do a lot of Cam Newton. Now, I used to do a lot of Cam. Like, that's when I first did my YouTube channel. All I did was talk about Cam Newton. I thought he was. See, I thought Cam Newton, and I still think he has the capabilities. I think he's gonna be the next Pat McAfee, like the other side, like let's be honest, the non-white Pat McAfee. Like, let's be honest, right? I don't think Shannon Sharp can do it because of the splitting with the whole ESPN. And look, and we gotta be honest with ourselves. Like, one time's a mistake, but when you have multiple freaky like issues like that, and like the whole OnlyFans, like it's too much. It's too much, Like it is what it is. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, Cam. He's interesting. Cam Newton is. That, and I think that's why I like so much, and why another reason why I'm surprised that ESPN just decided to go with him over Shannon Sharp, because it's like, I love Cam, but some of the reason why I love Cam is that he's entertaining. Like he can. There is no room that he walks in that he doesn't not make it entertaining. That's just his bag for real. Dang, 8 votes. We equal right now. I'm gonna at least let y'all go to 10 votes. Let me see if Virginia can score here. Oh, it's too easy for Virginia. Hey, that ACC football, y'all better ask Cam Ward about that ACC football. Read comments. Okay, read comments got another vote. Shedeur on the Dolphins. And you also got what's called Quinn Ewers. I think Quinn Ewers can do that. And what we're gonna look at some stats. We're gonna look at obviously the reaction and everything if we do that. Oh, hey, what's going on? I'm not saying hey. I'm saying hey to the person named Hey. Hey, sometimes I feel like I call your name out, but because your name is Hey, you don't know that I'm calling your name out. But hey, the dude in the chat, your name or lady, I'm not sure if you're a dude or a lady. Your name is Hey. Appreciate you because you're always here. But I don't know if you know that I'm talking about you, Hey. FSU cinnamon rolls getting rolled. They're not getting rolled just yet, Hey. But it's they getting trucked though. To this day, I still wish Cam dived on that ball. Hey, and I'm okay if you feel like that too. I'm okay if you feel like that. Not too much on my nose. Lol, hey. All right. Y'all about to break me. Everybody saying hey to hey. Y'all funny, man. All right, it's looking like the comment reading is gonna win again, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So we gonna read the comments. It's already got 12 votes. Yeah, let's do it. So we had this little video, and matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab one more video. I'm gonna grab another just in case. Oh, don't do that. I forgot about that. That was a good save. I almost broke something, man. No, I want a cinnamon roll. Hey, cinnamon rolls be tasty, man. They be tasty, man. Let me pop in here. Let me pop, drop, and roll in here. So what's funny? If he plays good. All right, let me get a video with some heated comments. Should we go with this one? I think we should go with the Colin. No, we got to go with the Shedeur Sanders first. Yeah, we're going to read the comments of that one. So first, we're going to read the comments
from your quarterback.
We're gonna read the comments of this one because this is the comment video. So we're gonna read everybody's comments, like I promised. And then after that, if we have some more time, we're gonna read some more comments. You feel me on this other video? I don't care if they win this game. They're disappointing. I think FSU rolled in there thinking it would be an easy win. I was just thinking about that, and like FSU, like. You know, I don't know how much y'all watch college football. I'm a big college football guy, but like each division has like their flavor of football. You know what I'm saying? So specifically with the Power Fours, right? In ACC football, and this is why I tell y'all to go watch Cam Ward. Go watch the Miami Cam Ward games because in the ACC, there's always going to be a day where a super favorite gets like brought down to earth by a quote unquote mid team. And you're gonna be able to win it in the ACC, but it's gonna get greasy. Go ask Clemson, ask them 2016 Clemson games. Go ask Clemson about Syracuse back in them championship runs. Go ask Georgia Tech and in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Like in the ACC, it's like you can be great to an extent, but you're gonna run into it. You're gonna run into your kryptonite. It's a little different. In the SEC, it's like it's either steamrolling or some of the most exciting football. It's one or the other. It's either the most boring or the most exciting. Big 12 is just, well, it's starting to change now because the Big 12 is getting to Pac-12. It used to just be high scoring, no defense, all that fun stuff. And Big 10, obviously, run game, low scoring, all defense. Anyway, let's get into this video. Let me read some of y'all's comments. No one will talk about the bums again if 12 leaves. Yeah. Can't be mad at that. But let me read y'all's comments, man. It has been a crazy day, man. Wait. I'm not even starting this off. Shedeur Sanders needs to be traded to the Miami Dolphins. Shedeur Sanders is going to take over for the head of the FBI. Shedeur Sanders needs to be launched off of the face of the planet. These are the comments that I receive, except again, I completely made those up. I'm a liar, but this isn't a lie. I'm reading every single comment on my video. My last comment video I left. I told y'all I will read all comments in this video and you will be in the next comment video. So here we are. We're going to be releasing it. But I do have, there are some crazy things, and there are a lot of people asking for Shedeur to be traded. So what I want you to do right now, before I read these comments, I'm going to read your comment. If you comment on this video, again, I'm doing this live. So if you're in the live stream, hold it, because I'm going to read y'all's comments too. But actually keep chatting, but y'all know what's going on around here. But comment down below on this channel, on this video right now. I'm going to read every single comment because here I am reading every single comment of this one as well. We're going to answer it. We're going to yap about it. We're going to talk about it. And then we're going to just keep going and keep flowing. This allows us to do, cool, different topics, maybe some more specific topics, maybe go a little deeper on some things I didn't get to address. Now, if I get through these fast enough, we'll go through this video. I'm not sure if we can because there's 77 comments on here. So let's sort these comments by top comments, right? So Kino Sourball 6124. This is where we're going to start the first comment here. Now, this video is called Shedeur Sanders needs to be traded to the Bengals, because I genuinely did get comments asking for Shedeur Sanders to get traded to the Bengals. So the first comment here says, did I completely just make all that up? Yes. And look, hey, this is a new weekly series. We have 2 weekly series now on the channel, reoccurring, and it's the comment reading and obviously the the quarterback rankings, right? So I gotta spice things up. I gotta get the people going. You feel me? And we'll read this comment too as well. But don't you find it odd that Shedeur haters don't want to see him play? What are they afraid of? The only way they can prove he's trash is to let him play, right? I personally want to see both rookie plays with the ones. Let's unveil what's behind the curtain. And simply, Nima, you make a good point. You make a good point, especially, and that's the thing that I've been saying as a Shedeur fan. I've been like, hey, matter of fact, don't let Shedeur play behind this Browns offensive line, because I would like Shedeur Sanders to be able to operate. I would like Shedeur Sanders to be able to not have multiple concussions. So, you know what? Don't put him out there. That's how I feel. Because, like, what are y'all afraid of? If y'all really think he's a bum, let him go play again. Are y'all afraid he's going to accidentally have a good game? Y'all afraid that all the stats that he had, all the games and the good games he had, you afraid he's going to do it again? Is that what it is? Come on, dog. Now, she comments all the time. I don't know how to say this. I don't even know how to say this, but she comments all the time. She says, put both rookies in the same situation and let them battle it out. Now, I think that, and this is where I think some people get frustrated with me. I get into like the football speak of like, different quarterbacks matching. And even, it's funny, my Shedeur fans get mad at me, and Shedeur haters get mad when I say this, but the true thing is that you have to understand that Dylan Gabriel was reached to get, and I don't say that to disrespect Dylan Gabriel. I want to make that very clear. I'm not saying that the Browns reached on Dylan Gabriel because I think Dylan Gabriel is a bum. I'm saying that because they reached on him because they had a full vision for him, right? They knew what they wanted. They knew that it fit in Kevin Stefanski's scheme the best to have Dylan Gabriel in that offense, right? So we're talking about somebody who was looked at and said, he can run this thing. I don't even have to change anything. He's just going to come in here. He's going to speak our language, compared to somebody with a completely different offensive scheme. Different, and then not just offensive scheme, but different way to operate, different way to skin the cat. He just operates offenses differently. He's a different type of player. He works better out of, out of structure. Now, Dylan Gabriel is terrible out of structure, but Kevin Stefanski's offense is based on timing and dinks and dunks. Now, when you have a running back like Quinshon Judkins, I think it's going to look a little different, right? If you're dinking and dunking and then Quinshon Judkins is breaking off a 40-yard run, that's how Kevin Stefanski's scheme, that's how it's supposed to work. And then play action, and then at that point I can throw, like, if I had the safety walking down the box, I got the linebackers close hugging the line of scrimmage, I get you one of these play actions. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could complete a pass at that point. So that's the process that he wants. So it's hard to say put him in the same. It's never gonna be the same unless Shedeur goes to another place that prioritizes him. You have to understand that not only asset wise, because Dylan literally, he costs more money. Like, just straight up, he costs more money. So it makes more sense. Like, there's a lot of things besides just football field, and I think haters don't realize that too, and they just want to just throw all the context away. But there's a lot more than just on the field that's relating to stuff like this. You feel me? But good comment. But I don't think there's ever going to be the same situation on the Browns. GL Dad 717 says, let's not forget, Haslam said both quarterbacks will play this season. Now, this is big. This is why I love my comments. Y'all point things out at very great times. Y'all bring things up at great times, because this was just 8 days ago. For some reason, people aren't talking about this a lot. Everybody is so, I don't want to say concerned, but everybody is just getting off this whole, like, Jimmy Haslam hates Shedeur, yada, yada. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that the Browns hate Shedeur. I really don't. I think the NFL has, and NFL media specifically, has more problems with Shedeur and Dion than anybody. But that's my personal little situation. But this is major. Like, and I have been, and I'm gonna continue standing on that. If Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur don't play this season, whether that's, hey, Dylan Gabriel takes the reins, and then, maybe, and again, this is not shit on Dylan Gabriel, but, maybe they just don't make the playoffs, last 4 games. Let's protect Dylan Gabriel. Let's give Shedeur a chance. Let's just see. Or crazier things have happened. Dylan Gabriel goes crazy and clinches the playoffs by like the final week. Okay, boom. Let's get Shedeur in there for a week or two. Oh, wow. That was a crazy Florida. If you're not watching Florida State right now, turn this stream off. For all people who are watching this live, turn me off and watch that Florida State game. Oh my God, it's getting crazy. Anyway, not the point. So I do think it's very important to realize that it is asset malpractice, asset mismanagement if both Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel do not both start this year. So Frederick Matthew says, let's be honest, fam. We all know the new marketing ski is to push negativity, drama, and messiness. Oh, I don't. But this is true. Now, here's my thing. I don't do that. I think I get decent enough views, and I am specific. I'm about disproving some of those negative things, right? Because in a world full of negativity and pushing all that, I'm tired of it, yo. Like, I'm just not gonna do it, and that's why I'm not gonna push some negativity towards Dylan Gabriel. I'm not gonna push no negativity towards Jackson Dart. We're not gonna push no negativity. Every time that I go to, like, because I'm gonna make a video about Tyler Shuck. Don't worry, you next. You coming up, and Jackson Dart plays bad. But I'm never going to blame Jackson Dart. Like, I'm never going to blame the players. I'm going to blame the coaches, because y'all are the ones who need to equip these young players. That's always my take. So, no, I'm actually not that mad at Jackson Dart if he goes crazy or whatever. We're not going to disrespect Dylan Gabriel. We're not going to do that. And if they play bad, we're going to say they play bad. But we also going to say, hey, Kevin Stefanski, I thought he was supposed to be ready. Hey, Brian Daboll, I thought you was banking on him. He the bank. That snippet go crazy. Anyway, not the point, but good point, Frederick. Good point, Frederick. Bean Westgate 515 says, I think it's time for the Panthers to reset their quarterback room and trade for Shedeur. Y'all think I'll be making this up. Like, this, people want Shedeur to be traded to the Panthers. I've heard Panthers. I've heard Dolphins. I've heard Bengals. Again, Bengals right now with Jake Browning are one of the worst offenses in the league. So, Jake Browning has thrown 4 interceptions, I think, in like 2 starts. Like, that's remarkable, man. Mr. Brownie God 2580 says, I don't think I'm glazing Sanders, but why do people act like his numbers in awards didn't happen? And this is great, and I'm happy this came up because I'm doing this live. Obviously, we just did a Shedeur video. Who to thunk, right? And I was making a point in the Shedeur video. I was like, do y'all forget that he was a Johnny Unitas Golden Arm winner? Like, do y'all forget that he is the number 1 FBS completion percentage career? Do y'all forget that he threw for 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, has the same award that Jaden Daniels, Kenny Pickett, Mac Jones, Joe Burrow, Gardner Minshew, you know what I'm saying, Deshaun Watson, Connor Cook, Marcus Mariota, Andrew Luck, and Eli Manning have that same award, right? Offensive Player of the Year for the Big 12. But they want you to just pretend like that didn't happen. I guess cool. But shout out to you. Great comment, Mr. Brownie. Uncle Walt 308 says Shedeur not a first round pick. How could these people once had Arch Manning as a Heisman candidate immediately before the 2025 season? A 6th round pick kept him on the bench for 2 years. People that Texas Longhorns when Arch threw for touchdowns and ran for touchdowns. ESPN had a whole segment on him, but this last game when he was booed, they had about 10 seconds on Texas. Hey man, as a Texas fan, I gotta admit. Trizzy says, look at Trizzy. I think Trizzy's in the chat right now. I was going to say something about the Nate Peterman straight. Hey, man, get out of here with the Nate Peterman stuff, man. We love Nate Peterman around here. You're 100% correct. 5 picks only wins by 10 is nasty work. When a team gets 5 picks, the score should be out of reach. But, hey, it is what it is. Peterman can sleep well tonight knowing he's not the only person to do some crazy-ish like that. WVid FB Tinks. Appreciate you, Triz. Everyone has these wild, polarized opinions on Shedeur. I just think he's a pretty decent player with lots of improvement at the pro level. Now, I hope that this is because we have a lot of comments to get through, and I promise I'm gonna read everyone. So I'm about to start powering through very small comments. But this comment means so much to me because, again, in a world where I just feel like I'm a Texans fan. I like good football, so I'm a Deion fan. Watched Colorado, saw good football, and I feel like, hey, Shedeur deserves a chance. And now what I'm seeing is Shedeur deserving a chance. Now, I guess, upsetting so many people that Tony Grossi's have to slander and Mary Kay's have to draw certain things up and Brown's media has to paint certain narratives where I just don't understand it. I don't understand how we've gotten so, like, the media has consumed itself about Shedeur. And Shedeur has not done anything. Shedeur has only answered the questions that have been asked and shown up and done his work. That's all he's done. And somehow it becomes an issue for him. Somehow Shedeur becomes a bum and all this, and he's overrated when it's like, y'all gave him first round pick. Like, Deion didn't give him a first round grade. Colin Cowherd. Deion was not the one that gave him the grade. I don't know if y'all knew that, but Deion did not pay PFF to grade him. Deion didn't pay the Johnny Unitas. I don't even know how, whatever organization to get a Johnny Unitas award. It's just, for the people who hate Shedeur, if your opinion was just that, Shedeur is just a good player. He's just an all right player. I'd be like, oh, okay. Like, I mean, I can't be mad at that. If you think, hey, yeah, Shedeur is a decent player. Like, that's it. But to say he's awful, that's where I'm like, all right, y'all are just as crazy as the people y'all claim are so delusional because y'all aren't looking at stats. Like, all stats don't matter when it's Shedeur, but whatever. All right, let's go rapid fire. Let's go rapid fire. I honestly think Shedeur will never see the field after what happened on draft day, but trading him to the Bengals with that O-line is a horrible idea. He never recovered. That's a good point. The political game between the Browns head coach and the front office regarding Shedeur needs to end now because it will result in getting them both fired. That's a very good point. I think there's a lot of coaches that are going to get them, a lot of young coaches that are going to get themselves fired due to quarterback mismanagement. Those are paid bots to counter Shedeur's support online. Public relations is trying to make it look like Shedeur is losing support from the general public. Again, don't want to take too much time, but again, like to the Shedeur hater that I'm assuming you're writing the comment right now under this video. Why are you here? Like I always wonder. Like I don't even respond to the hate. I'm just like, imagine having a ice cream that you hate and then ordering the ice cream and then licking the ice cream in the ice cream shop and being like, hey, yo, this ice cream is trash. Dog, what are you doing here? Like, go eat a cookie. Like, I don't think ice cream is for you. I don't think this channel is for you if you don't like Shedeur. Like, I think you need to go watch an AI channel or some whatever. I don't know. Ironically, this is Juice Man Johnson. The Browns are one of the only teams without a current franchise quarterback to sit behind. So Shedeur is in a better situation than he would have been on the Ravens, Eagles, or Bengals. Again, and going back to the Ravens thing really quick, all NFL players seem to agree that Shedeur made the right decision. The only people who have those issues are seemingly, people who are just pundits in the media. Most of the Shedeur Sanders haters haven't watched his high school and college career. We can argue that 90% of their info is from what the media is saying about him. If not, why won't the haters advocate to have a fair assessment for the quarterbacks on all second phases? His high school career means nothing. That could be fair. College only mattered for the draft. Everyone saw his games. You see the numbers of viewers. He just didn't win a lot at Colorado. I mean, neither did Patrick Mahomes. When y'all say that, and again, there's never again, the revisionist history. I've been watching football longer than Shedeur Sanders haters. I'm gonna just let y'all know, because there has never been a time where wins have been one of the things that they count on a college career. Because if it was, Patrick Mahomes would have never been drafted. And another thing, people thought Patrick Mahomes was like this crazy. Again, because y'all don't watch football, y'all just started watching football. Shedeur haters. Patrick Mahomes was the Kansas City Chiefs reached on Patrick Mahomes when they drafted him. They were comparing him to Jay Cutler. That was his ceiling at the time. So, you know what I'm saying? But we don't gotta get into that. I gotta keep going. They need to he get more hate. Shedeur. Oh, I think he meant who. I don't know. They need a new offensive line and offensive coordinator. If not, Shedeur Sanders will get hurt. I agree. How many washed-up Hollywood actors are still covered regularly? ESPN stands for What Entertainment and Sports Program Network. Why act as if only sports stories are what ESPN has always done? How many personal stories do you see every program? Of course, no sports would be televised without advertising. I don't even know what he's talking about. But you're not spelling Shedeur's name right. Give me my like back. I don't know. You yapping. I'm not pronouncing that. Shedeur will get to play Sunday. I don't know about all that. The Bengals are trying to win, not tank. We got some haters here. The Bengals had 5 rounds to pick. Oh my God, Virginia's going crazy. How'd that go for you? It looks like you got cooked in the comments. I gotta ask you, Shedeur hater, why are you here? As a Bengals fan, I would give the Browns a 5th round pick to ensure he never plays for the Bengals. The dude is trash and can't beat out a senior citizen. Oh, so Bengals fans, can you give me an update? Because a lot of Bengals fans were talking real spicy. Oh, we'd be better off. Oh my God, Shedeur is so bad. Oh, is that why Jake Browning has thrown, the most interceptions? Well, let me find it. Let me get the numbers right. Let me make sure I got the numbers right. Who's leading in interceptions? Yep, Jake Browning. Is that why Jake Browning, the backup, with only 2 games played, has thrown 5 interceptions? Oh, hey, good job, Bengals fans. You're having a good time, right? Shedeur Sanders is he's so bad, but Jake Browning, huh? Yeah. Congrats. Merry Christmas. Y'all don't watch sports, but I get it. If the Bengals wanted him, they would have drafted him. Shedeur will always be a joke with pathetic fans like this. If you want him to succeed, shut your mouth and give him time. No. Like, what do you know? How about no? He says, nope. This guy is the only one talking about Shedeur. I don't see him anywhere but here because you are only a clickbait YouTuber. No one watches your other videos. So I want to dispel this myth really quick. And I want to address this because I'm happy. And this is going to be at the end of this video. FB Tings. Does FB Tings make a lot of Shedeur videos? Yes. Now let's actually take it to stop. What is FBTing's most watched video though? Is Shedeur even top 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Shedeur isn't even top 5 in my most watched videos. So I don't know. Now Dion is in there. Oh no, I'm sorry. Shedeur is here. I'm lying. Shedeur is right here. I'm lying. I'm a liar. But my point is, do I talk about Shedeur a lot? Yes. I'm never gonna lie about that. And it's because a lot of people want to talk about Shedeur. Am I a glazer of Shedeur? I guess you could say that. I'm just a fan of Shedeur, just like you might be a fan. I'm a fan of Jalen Hurts too. If I made Jalen Hurts videos, if I made CJ Stroud video, I think you would think I'm a glazer too. I'm just a fan of Shedeur, so I'll be honest. But I also don't just make Shedeur content. Obviously, see with some Arch in there, obviously with some Shiloh. Even talked about my man Jackson Dart. Obviously, you get plenty of Travis Hunter. You got some Cormani McClain. You got some some college, right? You got some more. This is actually Texans. Some more Arch. You got some more college. You got some more college. You got some more Travis. You got some Cam Ward because no one else talks about Cam Ward. Just saying. You got some the big bad Jimmy Horn. You got some more Arch Manning. So again, do I make mostly Shedeur videos? Yeah, because that's what you got to give the people what they want. But I don't just make Shedeur videos. And then to the other point, am I the only one talking about Shedeur? Because Tony Grossi been talking about Shedeur. Cleveland media been talking about Shedeur. I don't know. I have no idea, man. But y'all let me know how y'all feel. Trade Shedeur away now. Is that how y'all feel? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Leave your hate comments. Leave whatever comments. Like I said, I read every single comment. Whoa. Slow it down. Leave a comment, and I will read it down for next week's comment video. Thank y'all so much for supporting, rocking, and commenting. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't. Comment down below so you can comment the comment. Continue to be great, be phenomenal. We'll see you next time. Peace. All right. I'm gonna read. Let me read a little bit of this, and then we're gonna close out with this Cam Ward Tua situation, man. You hate to see it. You really do hate to see it. But let's see what the chat had to say. Mike, you said, what? I'm here to be a thorn in your cheek? Why? Don't do nothing to my cheeks. First off, hold up. Everybody, let's calm down. Let's get away from my cheeks. First things first. Second off, thorns. I'm afraid of thorns. You the one talking about Browning. Yeah, he's trash. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what y'all talking about, man. Yo, I feel sorry for Cam Ward because that game he had like a week ago or something, or a few days ago, when he got a pick 6 in the beginning of the game, I know he was beating himself up. Cam Ward's going to be all right. He's going to be just all right. The Cam Ward, and this is why, like, oh my God, this Virginia Florida State game is going crazy. I genuinely, like, if you like football, you need to be watching this Florida State Virginia game. This is way more entertaining than anything I'm going to say. But like I was saying, I think Cam Ward is dealing with a terrible head coach and a bad offensive mind. He just relinquished his offensive play calling duties Brian Callahan did. So, what's the point of an offensive-minded coach if he's not going to call the play calls? But, I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, I don't think he's in the best situation possible. But, hey, that's how you get the first-round pick or first overall pick. We ain't saying nothing about Browning. You is the man. I don't even know. What? Not only because of his dad. I don't even know what y'all talking about at this point. I have no idea what you're talking about. Beast Reincarnated says, Shedeur going to be successful at the end of the day. I can't wait till they hit the field. It's going to be epic. Amber says they can't tell us to shut up. We never going to do that. FSU cannot tackle. Thank you, Hey. Hay's always going to check in with us. I appreciate that. Amber says, CJ, they be pulling up him in locker room. Then when he answers, he loved the cameras. Oh, yeah, CJ, yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no, you good. Intel plays, you good. Shedeur got put down his last time on the field against MFs, who is sitting on a couch right now. He ain't gonna be nothing ever. Well, Mike, If you like people who throw 5 interceptions in 2 games, I got a helmet to sell you, and it's okay, man. Sometimes some people's heads don't work as good as other people's, Mike. And, maybe one day when you watch more football or, smarten up, maybe we could talk. We have a conversation, Big Mike. Yeah. Oh, Virginia called. It got called back. Mike's having a hard time. You know what I'm saying? Mike's having a hard time. I'm not sure if Mike can chew bubblegum and walk down the road at the same time. So we'll give him grace. He's trying his hardest. I appreciate it. You're brave, Mike. You're a brave soldier. You know who else is a brave soldier? Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa. Oh my God, this Florida State and Virginia game. Not the point. The point is I need to record this video. Tua talking a little spicy. Tua talking a little spicy, and I gotta be honest with you. I'm big on my biases. I'm gonna let my biases open right now. In college, I was a big Tua guy. I thought he was a dog. I thought he'd be a problem. I'm also a giant Cam Newton guy. I'm sorry if you ever played football in my era and saw them high heel stripper cleats that people were wearing. That's how you knew Cam Newton was a whole nother level. Not only did he make Under Armour popular, but he made knee-high cleats somehow in style. So I'm real biased towards my man Cam Newton. I'm not going to allow a lot of things to be said. So Tua hasn't been having a great start to the season. And I got some stats to back it up, but I want to let him speak about it. We're going to go to the stats, and then we're going to come back with Cam Newton because, he had a lot to say about it. So what you got to say for us, Tua? Talk to us.
I heard Cam Newton say it the other night.
Well, anybody can play quarterback in this league then. I mean, I want to see anybody on the streets come and play quarterback. I mean, Cam's doing his thing for sure, but, I think it's easier to be able to hold a clicker and talk about it that way, or talk about what someone else is doing wrong when you're not going out and having to do the same as them, right? So I think it's easy to do that. I think anybody can do that. I don't think anybody can play quarterback.
Now clearly here's the problem, and this is one of my favorite arguments, by the way. I live by this argument. If you don't play football, if you don't play the sport, your opinion doesn't matter. Well, FB Tings, doesn't that mean your opinion doesn't matter? Yes, and I tell y'all that all the time. I tell y'all my opinions are just opinions. I'm just a dude yapping. But if y'all notice, I cite people. I cite the people who played. I double check with people who play. I bring you the facts, opinions, and things from people who have experienced the fire. And that's what I base my videos around, right? I might have my own opinion about that, but what I'm not going to allow is my unfiltered opinions to be what lingers over, right? I think this way because this person said this, because this happened, X, Y, Z, if that makes any sense. And I want to make that clear. And I make that clear because this argument, Tua, 10 times out of 10, hey, show them media members. Show them media. Colin Coward, yeah. Here's the problem, obviously. Cam Newton won the MVP in the NFL. Like, it's, oh my God, I just throttled my my water bottle. But yeah, man, that's how ridiculous this is. I just threw my water bottle 15 feet across the room. Cam Newton was that dude. Like, I know some of you kids, that was, oh my God, that was a decade ago. Oh my God. I'm becoming unk. Oh Jesus. Anyway, I know that was a decade ago for some of you kiddos, but that was a magical season. People were dabbing before dabbing. I'm not gonna do it. It's too cringe. There was like a 1 year where dabbing wasn't cringe. I know y'all only think dab is like a joke, but we were really doing it. We were playing football and really dabbing. Like it was a whole. We were wearing high heel football cleats, dabbing, and hitting one of those. So out of all people to say that to, could you say it to Stephen A? Could you say it to Greeny? Can you say it to anybody but former NFL MVP, national champion winner, Heisman champion winner, Cam Newton? Because it don't add up. And Tua, look, and I don't want to get too hard on Tua. Look, this Miami Dolphins offensive line either hates him or he just hates reading offenses or hates reading defenses because he's having a terrible, terrible time. So he is ranked QB 25 positional ranking. He has 575 yards, 5 passing touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. That is good for tied for one of the worst in total interceptions. As you can see, there is a group of quarterbacks tied for 4 interceptions. Mind you, there's only been 3. We're not in week 4 yet. So he has 4 interceptions. Tua does in how many games? 3 games. That's impressive. Yeah, I mean, at least he has more touchdowns than interceptions. But do you know how hard you got to work to get more touchdowns than games played? That's remarkable. Shout out to Jake Browning for doing something that is unspeakable too. I mean, he's racking them up. You should get an award for being that trash. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hand out the trash quarterback award this year. We're gonna do that. And then let's talk about it too, because it doesn't look good in a lot of different aspects. We go to quarterback rating. He is the 19th when it comes to QB rating at 87.1. And then we go to EPA per play. If you don't know what EPA means, it's just the expected points per play. It basically is a conglomerate that takes in some of the context, right? It takes out things like garbage time and stuff like things that don't really mean. It doesn't equate to touchdowns, and tries to get a better isolated look at how many points that you cause on each play. Tua Tagovailoa is number 21. So again, about bottom with negative 9.1 what's it called, EPA per play. Now it's not all bad. Here are some other stats and statistics before we hear what Cam Newton had to say. So entering week 4, Tua Tagovailoa has completed 5 of his 7 downfield quick passes, 10-plus air yards on dropbacks under 2.5 seconds for 54 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Anyway, Tua Tagovailoa has averaged a time to throw of 2.74 seconds this season, his longest time to throw in any season under Mike McDaniel since 2022, and 29 seconds longer than his 2022 to 2024 average. These are not good things. So I'm happy I'm reading it. I thought these were going to be good. It's not good to hold the ball longer. At least that's what certain people tell me in my comments. So if your time to throw the football is going up, especially in a Mike McDaniel offense that is predicated off of getting the ball out to speed guys, wide receiver screens, lots of swing passes, that only results in more sacks and in a bad time for the Dolphins, right? Tua Tagovailoa entering week 4 has completed 5 of his 7 downfield. I just thought that they got the same thing twice. What is that? Tua Tagovailoa completed as many passes behind the line of scrimmage as past the line of scrimmage, 11 each against the Bills. Wow. Some people are Mr. Screen Merchant, and some people are real deal screen merchants. So what does all this mean? Let's hear it from the MVP. How do you feel?
Floor is yours, Mr. Newton. Your thoughts.
Mr. Newton.
Part of me wants to admit to say anybody can go 0-3. Anybody, can really look at the optics and say, hey, dog, but did I lie, though? But this is where we have to understand, do I feel a certain type of way? Absolutely not. I've said what I said, and I'll stand on what I said. This Tua Tagovailoa that we have seen within the last 12 months is not something in someone that is indicative of what we've seen before. I use the reference as quiet Tua, Alabama Tua, Tua under Nick Saban, and everybody understands where I'm coming from. When I see the situation that has taken place in Miami, it's more Love Island drama than football. And in large part, I wouldn't say it's all on Tua, but it is a main ingredient. And I just know what he's capable of. There was times that we've seen Tua Tagovailoa play football, and it was at a high level. You don't make 53 M&Ms, or as Stephen A. say, $1 million. No. By just being a random on the street. Now, I don't know if he was using the references, anybody can do it with the clicker. Yes, Tua, you are absolutely right. It is extremely easy to try to do what us good constituents are doing. But the truth is it's also easy to go over. And I want you to hear this. Tua, let it rip. And when you have a Jaden Waddle, when you have a Tyreek Hill, when you have Mike McDaniels as your coach, you have all the assets and the amenities that you have once showed that you're capable of. I don't know what this is in Miami now.
Oh, is that? Oh, I think that's it. I think that's the end of it. Yeah, that's the end of it. So I do want to. I want to speak to a few of these things. Sorry, this Florida State game is going crazy. I think Virginia's got them against the ropes right now. But no, like the funny thing about that is he didn't even have to do that much. Like it wasn't for some people might call it petty, some people might call it this or that. But in all reality, oh wow, they converted that. That's crazy. In all reality, he didn't really say much. He said, "Look, man, you go 0-3, and are they not 0-3? Is Tua not throwing more interceptions? Is Tua statistically not processing things as fast? Now, you can put some of the onus on the offensive coordinator. Like I come here and tell you all the time, look, the offensive coordinator's job is to give the quarterback the solution, right? The answers to the test to make things easier. It shouldn't be to make things harder. So again, Mike McDaniel is not without blame in these situations. But in that same regard, and I'll even push back because there's plenty of things that I don't like about what Cam Newton has said, and specifically from him saying that Tua needs to be like this quiet Tua or implying that he's saying too much. I think is wrong because in my head, right, Tua was quiet and he earned the right to now talk, right? He is the starting quarterback. He is the leader. He's making 53 M&Ms, Cam. So I will push back on Cam Newton, and I'm a Cam Newton guy, and say I don't agree with that take. I don't agree with the whole quiet. What's it called? What do you call quiet Tua? I don't like that. I don't like that narrative. I don't like the way it's framed. None of that. However, the 0-3 is a good point. However, the fact that Cam Newton, instead of getting more pettier than, hey, you're not playing good football and you're getting paid a lot of money and you're doing a lot of yapping, and that whole team, including Tyreek Hill, is doing a bunch of yapping, right? How about just let it go? How about let's hit the ball, get the ball out of your hand, and make some phenomenal things happen. I don't know how you can be mad at Cam, other than like that small slight pushback, right? Again, let's not try to do this with Cam, the MVP. Let's not try to rewrite history. I know there's going to be somebody in my comments mad that he didn't jump on the fumble. I guess if that's the one thing you hold him against, well then I hope you have a Heisman. I hope you have a BCS national championship somewhere back there. I hope you have an NFL MVP somewhere back there. I hope you do before you hold one play in the Super Bowl on a almost perfect season, might I add. But anyway, y'all like this video if you like it, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like football content. New little situation. You agree with Cam? Do you agree with Tua? Who's the bum and who's not? Oh my goodness, it's 4th and 1. Oh my God. Yo, this Virginia game. I'm gonna have to record something about this. Hold up. Yo. I'm not even gonna edit. I'm just gonna straight up upload this video. I'm not gonna add nothing to it. I'm gonna just straight upload it. This is crazy. Yeah, dog. Okay, so I'm live right now. I'm recording about other stuff. FSU is about to get upset by Virginia? What is going on? Let's get right into the box score. Now, I want to make it apparent I was the biggest, I don't want to say Florida State hater, but I was laughing at their downfall, going 2-10 or whatever it was, DJ playing terrible. It was they were the laughing stock of Florida. And it seems like the number 8 ranked Cinnamon Rolls, look, Matt Be Great is somewhere laughing. Even though it's probably not good for Alabama if they lose to Virginia of all teams. But I want to talk about this because the game's not over. Thomas Castellanos has thrown 2 interceptions, though. And for all the talking he did about Alabama, I think he needs to start talking more teams, because to open this up, in the same way that Florida State looked like they came out to dominate Alabama, that's what this Virginia team has looked like for Florida State. I've been live watching the game over here on the side. And just watching, right? Just kind of keeping up with it, checking it out. And every time I look down, I just see a Virginia running back laying wood. I see a Virginia running back or receiver giving problems to FSU. Real deal, real life problems that you don't want no issues with. So going to the stat, Mr. Chandler Morris has been spinning that thing. He's also thrown 2 interceptions. It's been a wild game. It's been back and forth. They were down 14 at one point before storming back, that being the Cinnamon Rolls, as you see. And so they're trying to keep things alive, keep hope alive. But that last drive with multiple 4th downs and messing up in that 4th down and 1 conversion where Tom Castellanos was just back there spinning around on his head, it didn't look that great. So we're going to have to see what happens next. But I'm watching until the last second, man. We'll see. All right. There's a bot in the chat. All good. I'm going to finish this game because this game is intense. And then I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to release a video right after this. I'm not even going to really edit it. I'm going to just smack 2 things together and I'm going to run with it and we going to go. But thank y'all so much for watching and rocking with me in this live.